Decision Plus has been and still is a leading stock market service provider. From training to coaching, we cover it all. Try both our software as well as our coaching site, completely free for 10 days without obligation. No credit card is needed to sign up for the trial. The trial subscription will be automatically canceled for you at the end. DecisionPlus.com, your stock market service center. Real-time coaching has been created. We search and classify critical reports and technical movements. You can visualize or hear the best buying and selling opportunities. Get real-time advice all day long and 3 live coaching shows per day. Let us do the work and save your time for trading. Try MarketGurus.tv free without obligation for 10 days in the menus above. Market Vision Plus is the trading companion of so many investors. Make your fundamental and technical analysis easy with Canada's #1 stock market decision-making software. Research, decide, and follow your positions with Market Vision Plus. See the menus just above this program and try Market Vision Plus for 10 days without any obligation after the show. When it comes to day trading, Trader Plus is the right tool. Track 50 quotes simultaneously. Create dozens of quick lists. Display as many as 30 real-time intraday charts at the same time. Watch the action with candlesticks or bar charts as fast as 10 seconds. See the market by sectors. Use the chart models already prepared for you. Try Trader Plus for 10 days in the menu above without any obligation.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Swing Trading Show. Today we're Tuesday, April 21st, 2015. The question bar is open, folks. If ever you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Make sure that if you ask the questions that you at least determine a strategy that you would like to adopt. I would not answer any question if it's only a ticker. So this is something I want to clarify. For instance, there's Anon here, which wrote us, you only wrote the ticker. So Anon, I would recommend you to just give me more details. What would you like to do with that stock? Is it a buy? Is it a sell that you want to do with it? So give me more details on a stock like that, not only the ticker with some interrogation points. So this is what I would ask you to do. Now, with the market situation, where are we right now? We actually have the American markets that are testing their resistance despite the concerns concerning Greece. I'm mostly talking about the Nasdaq that is testing its resistance. The Dow Jones, though, lost all its upward momentum. There's a lot of concerns concerning Greece because Greek creditors are losing hope that they're going to come up with an agreement with a credible reform plan on Friday. This is a ultimate meeting. The ECB is also considering to cut credit to Greece, which will be definitely negative. And the TSX so far is also weak. We had some weakness on the energy stocks where several stocks could start a breakdown. Actually, the sector could even start a bearish cycle and totally reverse all its upward trend of the last few months. And if we take a look here at Paramount Resources, that's a stock that we still have in our analyst shorts portfolio on MarketGurus.tv that you can have access for free for 10 days. And that stock here, we're putting on our watch list. We're not closing it yet. The stock is still maintaining its upward trend. The gold sector as well remained weak at opening. However, the sector had a slight resume of the bullish momentum and remains neutral. I'm talking of gold, and same thing too for the gold sector. So the sector, there's no new cycle yet on the sector. At opening though, there was a lot of weakness on the sector. Several stocks were even on the verge of starting a breakdown, and there was one position here that we had in their sector, which is Dator Gold, that we decided to close that positions because when we recommended that stock as a buy, it was on April 15, and among our analyst shorts portfolio on MarketGurus.tv. Since then, Dator Gold has clearly reversed its upward trend, went even below the 1132. So it went slightly below than all those moving average here for Dator Gold. So we were reluctant to hold on to that positions until $11 because that would have been a loss of more than 10% on a stock like that. And when you have a stock, when you're losing more than 7% or 8%, that's definitely a signal where you should close that position, especially for short-term trade. So this is actually why we decided to close that positions on Dator Gold today. On the Nasdaq, the only sector where that explains why the Nasdaq compared to its peers is doing better is the biotech sector. The full list of the breakouts is all published on marketgurus.tv. And if we take a look at this here, there's some stocks like Cara Therapeutics, which is explosive, clear breakout, Geron, clear breakout. However, losing slightly some momentum on Geron, but it's still a buying point. Vertex Pharmaceuticals also a clear breakout as well on that stock as an exit point on the reversal of this upward trend. So below 125, that's a clear sell on the Vertex Pharmaceuticals. You should close that positions, but that's also one of the breakouts among the biotech sector. And the biotech and pharmaceutical sector is usually a sector that tends to do better when we have slowing growth, because that's a sector that's non-cyclical. So because of that, though, I think that the fact that we see that, I'm not saying that it's an expectation that we're going to have slower growth, but it's only something where I think a lot of investors are rushing into healthcare stocks because they're preparing for either a correction in the market or either a bearish cycle that could start in the market, especially with what is happening with Greece and with creditors that are losing hope. Elsewhere in the world, we had the Prime Minister of Japan, Shinzo Abe, that says that Japan and the US are close to an agreement. It's an important trade deal between Japan, the US, and several Asian countries. And so far, though, there has been no confirmation if the deal has been reached yet. So in the next segment, we're going to take a look at some news. We had a lot of earnings today. And also, I'm going to take a look at your questions that you can ask in the question bar below. So welcome back, folks. Now let's take a look at some earnings that we had. We had IBM, strong earnings from IBM, 291 compared to 293 as estimates. Again, revenues continue to decrease. When a company like IBM, which has so much worldwide exposure, well, it has been impacted by the strength of the US dollar. Verizon also did well. Revenues have slightly increased. The stock is totally flat, unable to start any new cycle. DuPont Nemo, they beat estimates, but revenues decrease. Steel Dynamics in the steel sector has been going up, is a stock that's really active. However, the steel sector, though, it's a sector that compared to other stocks in the mining sector that is able to resist, because the steel sector, we have some stocks like not Cliff, but AK Steel Holding that is making a sideways formation that could start a new breakout higher than 506. United States Steel, which is a stock that we still have in our analyst shorts portfolio. I think that if you buy United States Steel today, your exit point now becomes at $25 if ever the stock reverse this upward trend on United States Steel. Talking of the mining sector, though, there's a lot of weakness on the Canadian side in the mining sector, because Teck Resources today, they announced their earnings. They missed estimates for Teck Resources by 6 cents. They also slashed their dividends from 45 cents to 11 cents. So that's definitely negative for Teck Resources. If we continue here, we have Arlo Davidson. They did better than estimates, but revenues declined by 3.90%. Maybe the stock is being punished because their forecasts for the future are lower. Under Armour, in line with estimates, and Baker Hughes, a big company in the energy sector, made a loss. They were expecting a gain, but the stock is not being punished that much. It's still maintaining its upward trend. Our two railway companies, CP and CN, both of them beat estimates. Revenues increased, but so far those stocks are all showing some weakness today. So it's kind of bizarre why those stocks are going down, even if their earnings were able to be great compared to estimates. In terms of the Canadian news, though, we have one news here on that company, Celestica. They released their earnings, Celestica. They did better than estimates, but also what they announced is that they announced a deal with Honeywell, And Honeywell will transfer some employees to Celestica, and Celestica will actually manufacture the parts of Honeywell, some parts from Honeywell. Trucozy Resources, what they announced is that they announced a slip in their production in Oyu Tolgoi, a decline of minus 30%. However, they say that the number of ore that they're mining has increased, but still, the end product, the production, is still going down. So this is why Trucozy Resources has been going down today, but since then, we have seen a slight rebound. And Legacy Oil and Gas is a hedge fund activist shareholder, a hedge fund, which is called Front for Capital. They're fighting to get a seat in the board of directors because they say that this company had several problems with their debt, and especially with how the company has, in terms of governance issues. So this is why Legacy Oil and Gas so far is not saying positive, but still maintaining its neutral range. I think whenever there's some activist investors who are stepping into a company, usually shareholders are, I'm not saying they're happy, but usually activist capital tend to make sure that those companies trim their spending, give more to shareholders, and this is something that can be positive on the short term. So Legacy Oil and Gas, I think, has to be watched, and we could expect maybe that stock to pursue its rally, because if that shareholder, which already controls 6.8% of the company, wants a seat in the board, well, he might be willing to increase its stake in the company. So Legacy Oil and Gas, I think, could definitely do way better than other companies. We see that this company really had some big problems with their debt and governance issues, and since then the company has lost so much of its value. Now it's in an interesting situation to potentially break out only higher than 278. Now, in the next segment, we're going to take a look at the best day trade opportunity. There are not a lot of opportunities for swing trading. And as I said, if ever you have any questions, folks, feel free to ask them. It will be my pleasure to answer those questions. So far on the market situation, I believe that for swing trading, where most sectors are neutral, it's only a moment to continue to hold on to most of your long positions.
Find answers to your questions by emailing your host at btm@decisionplus.com.
5 good reasons to manage your investments with National Bank Direct Brokerage. Commission fees fixed at $9.95 anytime for all clients and starting at only $6.95 for active investors. No administrative fees if you hold at least $20,000 in your accounts. Registered accounts available in U.S. currency. Powerful tools to help you manage your portfolio. Award-winning customer service and satisfaction levels amongst the highest in the industry. To learn more, visit nbdb.ca or call us now.
Real-time coaching has been created. We search and classify critical reports and technical movements. You can visualize or hear the best buying and selling opportunities. Get real-time advice all day long and 3 live coaching shows per day. Let us do the work and save your time for trading. Try marketgurus.tv free without obligation for 10 days in the menus above.
So welcome back, folks. So we have actually a slight movement, a bullish movement among the gold sector here. Look at how active is the sector. So let's take a look at the sector here. For instance, we have some stocks that could break out, such as Kirkland Lake Gold. It has been among the list of the stocks that could break out on marketgurus.tv. We have published that stock. It's around 622, 625 that Kirkland Lake Gold will be a buy. Elsewhere, there are other stocks that are going up, but Alamos Gold, they're going to merge. So the fact that we see this rally, for me, it's not really a buy opportunity on a stock like that. Orico Gold as well. I think those are both companies are going to merge. Elsewhere, we have some stocks like IAM Gold. It's a slight breakout. So if you buy IAM Gold today, exit point 250 on a stock like that. It's also breaking out on New York as well, which could make this breakout more credible. But 250 is your exit point. Primero Mining, you could buy that stock at the on the bottom, right? If you're buying it today, $4 is your exit point below that support. And Argonaut Gold is next on the line to start a breakout higher than 210. B2 Gold on the reversal of this downward trend. So let's say higher than $2 will be interesting. Agnico Eagle higher than $38 will definitely be interesting. So gold stocks remain to be watched. And with what's happening in Greece, with the fact that investors are losing hope, this is definitely something where we could expect some additional maybe buyer's momentum on the gold sector. But the sector is still within a clear neutral range. Now, as concerning the venture index, it's an index I've wanted to show you here because the index remains in a nice neutral range, right? It's in a range where if ever we could have the index that goes above 710 points, that would be a clear bullish signal. On the venture index, I've not been able to find a lot of stocks that could sort of break out that could be interesting though. For instance, if we take a look at what we have here on marketgurus.tv, we see that most stocks on the venture index are mostly pursuing their rally. So if we take a look at the stocks that could break out in the venture index though, there are not a lot that could be really interesting. I do love the technical situation of the index, but so far, one of the stocks that's most liquid, TRX and venture, we need the stock to go above $1.10 to confirm a clear breakout. It's not there yet. It's testing its support. Elsewhere, what stocks again? Well, there might be ITM, but it needs to go above 19 cents 50. Elsewhere, there's not much though really in the venture index. So a couple of stocks, as I've mentioned here, two stocks that I found that could be interesting. That one here, TRX and venture, higher than 110, and also the other one here, which is not Tweed Marijuana, no, let's forget it. And that stock here, ETM and venture, higher than 19 cents 50. So the venture index remains to be watched, even if so far there are not a lot of stocks that are active for a potential swing trading opportunities. Now, as for the day trade of the day, it's that stock here, VGGL. It has been the most active stock since this morning. We've recommended that stock on marketgurus.tv. So one entry point here, one there, one there. Now the next entry point becomes higher than 275. But I doubt that the stock could do that during the day, simply because if we put a retracement from that top to that bottom, we have already reached the 50%, right, of the Fibonacci retracement. Well, there's still some room to go because it's around 295, but only 30 cents left. So if ever intraday wise, we could have a clear break of 272, 2-3 uptick on the upside, that will definitely be a go on a stock like VGGL. And this has been our best day trade of the day. As concerning the movement in the healthcare stocks, okay, some stocks are active. I've shown you some stocks here on the list: Cara Therapeutics, Geron, Vertex Pharmaceuticals. As I said, this is a sector that is non-cyclical, so that could do a great if ever there's slow growth in the coming months. But so far, I think that if you're buying those positions, make sure that you at least have a stop loss that do not make you jeopardize all the gains that you have made, because those stocks usually tend to move by more than 5% when they break out, which increases the loss potential on those positions. If you want access to the full list, as I said, it's all on marketgurus.tv. So watch a lot of stocks in the gold sector. Some of them could break out, especially with the worries with Greece. Energy stocks remain weak, testing their support, but none of them are confirming a bearish cycle. Venture index remains one of the most interesting index to be watched, but so far there are not a lot of stocks that are in a nice neutral range that could start a breakout. And the American markets, though, so far remains neutral, and the Nasdaq is the strongest index because of the biotechs and pharmaceutical sector, and this is why it has been VGGL in the healthcare sector that has been recommended as a top pick for day trading. So that's it, folks. See you tomorrow at 12:30 on the Swing Trading Show on DecisionPlus.com.